welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Crossplay, where we get together and talk about all the video game goodness we can handle each and every week right here on the Whatnauts.com. It is Saturday, April 4th, 2020, and this is episode 20. 20s on 20s on 20s. Coming up on today's show, sounds like Nintendo is going to be releasing a bunch of Mario games on Switch for the 35th anniversary. In sadder news, The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed, and unfortunately, Gearbox employees are not going to be getting the bonuses that they were promised from working on Borderlands 3. We're going to be talking about all of that and more in just a bit. For now, let's check in with my good pal Ignacio. Ignacio, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. As good as you can do while quarantined.
Right.
Yeah. I've been trying to keep myself sane, occupied, and entertained. But you just got a quarantine order, right?
Yeah.
Or your place?
So hey, hi, it's me, your boy, Kyle Springer. Yeah, this past Monday, we got our, like, stay-at-home thing. We're just like, don't go outside.
Yeah, they don't want to call it quarantine.
Yeah, because that's even scarier. But, I mean, I had been in the house for 2 weeks prior to that. I had been getting my groceries delivered, all my comic books delivered, all that
so you
stuff.
were ready already.
Yeah, so this is kind of week 3 for me, but now it's official. Where it's just like, all right.
So, when's the last time you went out?
Well, I've done things in our, like, backyard and stuff.
Yeah, but
to, like, hang out with
count.
the dogs. But besides that, geez, it's been 3 weeks.
Wow.
I have not left my property in 3 weeks.
Wow. Have you felt it, or is it just whatever?
For the most part, it's kind of been whatever. But yesterday was, I think, the first day that I was really just like, I just want to go out and do something. Like, I don't care what it is. I want to go to the library or go get tacos or go do something. But
yeah,
couldn't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, can't do it now. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I enjoy being inside with my video games and my internet and all that. But I always have that urge to go outside at some point. Yeah. So it has been harder for me because since I came back here, I have been quarantined in my house. And then I was like 3 days until my 15 or 14 days had been up. And they decided to have this quarantine, this more brutal quarantine, or stay at home as it is in your case.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, it is hard not to go out when you can't go outside. I did go outside though this week. I got to go buy some groceries, and it was nice after so many days to go outside.
There you go. Did you have to, like, fight off any mutants or zombies or something like that?
No, very opposite of that. There were many people outside. It was kind of nice driving out when no one can go outside.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another thing I missed, because while I was in San Francisco, I wasn't driving, so it had been months since I last drove, and I really missed it.
There you go. I do have to say I am very thankful for the podcasts that we do. Because it's the social interaction that I get.
Oh, right? Yeah, for sure.
And I just get to hang out with people and bullshit and talk about video games and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying talking to someone.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, and also, luckily,
is anyone out there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, and also luckily, because we have been getting so accustomed to doing our classes online and whatever, me and my friends have been talking online way more than we used to. So that's kind of a plus for this. At least I'm still communicating with my friends, and I have the podcast, and I have someone to talk to also.
For sure.
Could be worse.
I was recording the Captain's Log last night with Melissa. We got to episode 90. We're getting up there.
Ooh,
nice. And I know this past week we recorded episode 100 of the review show, and that was a lot of fun. We talked about what our favorite superhero films were. It was Spider-Man 2 versus Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Why Spider-Man
compared
2?
And contrasted them. It was good. It was fun. But last night I broke my chair that I do all of my podcasting in and stuff like that. And now that I'm working from home, this is like my desk space. And I don't know what happened. I guess I laughed at something too hard and like forced my body backwards, and the chair like snapped, and I almost fell over.
Wait, so were you sitting like normally, all four legs on the ground? Were you leaning back?
Well, so it's a typical office chair. So it's a roller chair.
So you have one
Yeah.
tube up.
And I kind of have a habit of like leaning forward and slouching. And so I've been really trying to be like, okay, don't do that, you know? And so I guess in this like mix of I'm laughing hysterically at something and also being like, sit up straight, I'm just like, whatcha, and like went backwards and like snapped it and almost fell over. No. Despite being locked away in the house, I am still having fun.
Yeah.
Stay sane. Oh, it's good stuff. Would you believe, though, that despite all of that, I feel like I'm like falling behind in a bunch of stuff? Yeah.
How so?
Like I have a bunch of podcasts that I'm still behind on.
I mean, yeah, but that's everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. You go online and everyone's behind on podcasts.
But in terms of video games, I still haven't beaten Division 2 Warlords of New York. It's still what I'm playing.
So I have the same problem, but for you, why do you think you've been so behind on everything?
It's this weird feeling of, oh, I have more time, meaning I can do things I like wasn't normally going to do. So I can finish that TV show that I've been meaning to watch. I just got done with season 4 of Peaky Blinders on Netflix. I have one more season of that show. But I've been watching that. I've been playing video games some. I've been reading comics. Just like today I slept in and then woke up and ate and then took a nap. So I don't know. It's just like I feel like I have more time, and so therefore I'm not doing the things that I like normally would have done. It's weird.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Yeah.
I'm having the same problem. I also feel like I don't play enough video games now that I have more time.
Right? So weird.
Yeah.
But so I've been playing still some more of Division 2 Warlords of New York. I finally beat the 4th Lieutenant, so I have all 4 of them down. I have now revealed where Agent Keener is. I believe that's his name. So that's my next mission. And I think once I beat him, that is the end of the DLC. So I am right there at the end. And I really
where was he?
Well, he's in New York.
Okay.
No, I mean he's in one of the 4 locations. It's just one of those things that like you can't unlock that mission you know. So it's not like you can stumble on him and be like, oh, it's you. Oh God, what do I do? So like that Spider-Man meme where it's just like, it's you.
Yeah.
But I don't have much else to say on the game besides I am very thankful that as a solo player, the experience that you gain despite failing, like despite dying, stays with you. So you slowly get stronger.
Okay.
And as you play, you can kind of slowly push your way through. This past Wednesday, I was working on that final mission for the 4th section, and Melissa texted me and was like, hey, were we still planning on doing the Captain's Log exclusive episode tonight? And I was like, oh man, kind of forgot about that. So I was like, yeah, and that meant I had to stop playing and I had to turn off the mission because I didn't want my PlayStation 4 running for that entire time. Yeah. And then I went back in that next day and I had to redo that entire mission.
Oh no.
Yeah, which, you know, that the ones where you have to like fight the mini boss and then go fight the final boss can take an hour and a half, 2 hours to go do. So it was lengthy, but that second time that I went in, I found a new gun, I leveled up, and it was a breeze. I was like, this feels really good. I enjoy it.
So
a good game.
You play through, I guess, most of the DLC right now. Did you beat the campaign for the regular game?
Yes, I beat the campaign. I did not get to the like end game stuff. I didn't reach the level cap, which is when Black Tusk came in and did all that stuff. So I boosted my character when the DLC.
So you play through hours now, and it still drags you back. You're still enjoying the game.
Yeah.
Then
I just like the loop of the game. It's a good challenge.
Yeah. When I tried it myself, I couldn't play much of it because I found it way too repetitive. So that's why I ended up dropping it. But I'm glad to see it. For you, it did click, and for many people, it also clicked.
Yeah,
but
I guess I should just say that like I like shooters. I'm not necessarily great at them, and so I like games where I can hide behind cover and pick them off, which is exactly this. Just like the game was built around it.
Me too, but I felt it was way too repetitive. It was always, you get here, you get to cover, fight off these people, go to the next room, fight them, next room, fight them, next room, and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it does it for you.
That makes sense. I don't deny that. It is very much like, okay, you're about to go into the next room. Here's the box that lets you restock your ammo, and that's it. Go beat that next room, and then you're on to the next one. But it's still challenging just because the AI is just so good. It's like, oh man, they're actually flanking me. They're actually figuring out how to beat me. I'm just like, I can't let that happen. So, good stuff.
Yeah, and you played it mostly by your own.
Yeah,
you didn't squad up.
I'm a solo player.
And
I play on Division 2.
And do you think that ever impacted your game? Because Division 2 is one of those games that it is meant for you to play with a squad.
In a ways, yes.
Would you say it did impact you?
I never got to like the raids or all the like big end game content. I never really went into the dark zones, which a lot of people who love this game, and me saying that are like, what the hell? Like that is the game. You didn't even play the game.
You didn't play the game. You beat the game, and that's
Right.
You didn't even play it.
Like I like story missions, even though this story is whatever, and I don't even really understand what's happening. It's very methodical, and there is I can't say it's relaxing, but it's comforting in the sense that I kind of know what to do, and I know what is coming next, despite it still being a challenge. Like, this, I have to say, is maybe the game that I have cursed the most at. Just like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? That is I wasted a whole fucking clip on him. How is he not dead? You know, just like, but at the same time, like, it's addicting. So it's good. I've been having fun with that, but again, that's really all I've played. I haven't really done much with that, so good stuff. What about you?
Yeah, I'd also feel like I haven't played much. Like, it wasn't until Friday until I committed to playing a game. Before that, I started Assassin's Creed 2. No, wait, not 2, Brotherhood.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I had restarted it several months ago when the collection came to PS4.
Right.
But I never finished it. So I thought, well, I want to kill time now. I don't want to commit it to a new game. And also I know a new game is going to come out on Friday, so I'm going to play this for however long I can until the next game.
Yeah.
And so I played like a mission or two. It wasn't much. But I just got to say, I miss that type of Assassin's Creed game. Last week we talked about how the newer games aren't very Assassin's Creed.
Right.
Like all Assassin's Creed. And so I just miss these games. I do want to finish Brotherhood at some point and go on to Revelations. I haven't played that one since it first came out. And I would like to relive it.
There you go.
But yeah, other than that, I know last week I said I was going to play Watch Dogs 2. And I still want to play it. But because I knew Resident Evil was coming out on Friday, I didn't want to commit to one PlayStation 2 play sessions and never ended up finishing.
Right, yeah.
So I'm gonna save it until the big drought that's coming.
Okay.
Huge drought. Yeah.
We'll be
But
talking about some game delays a little bit here.
But come Friday, I started Resident Evil 3.
Nice.
Which just came out. Yeah.
What do you think of that one?
I actually started it like the night it came out. Like right as it got unlocked, I started playing it.
Oh yeah.
So, like I said before, it is like Resident Evil 2 remake. But at the same time, it isn't really much the same.
Okay.
And now that I played it, it really feels like that. Resident Evil 2 was more of a... You're stuck in this one place, one building, and you just gotta explore it. It is kind of like a Metroidvania, because you are in this one place, but there are doors that are locked, and you can't open them until you find the right key. And so Resident Evil 2 was very much a Metroidvania, whereas Resident Evil 3 is more of an action game, but at the same time being as a horror game as the other one, but not as much. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Like it's trying to be that same style of horror, but it's not.
I mean, it's still a horror game because you still got the zombies and you still have your limited ammo and you still get tense when you don't have much life left and you can hear the zombie coming behind you and you know it will attack you, and then when it attacks you, you really feel like tense and scared.
Right.
But it isn't like Resident Evil 2 because now you're in instead of one big area, you are more in smaller areas and kind of like areas in between. Like for example, the first area you get to is the same area as the demo. So for some time you are inside that area, you get the special items that are for that area. Like you get as some pliers, which will allow you to progress to some places, like the keys on the last game. But you will soon enough get to a place where, okay, you left that area behind. You go forward into this new place and you got this new mission, and then you end up going to the sewers and you are there for a bit. And so that place has
don't really have to backtrack.
Yeah, there's no backtracking like there was in the previous game.
Gotcha.
And since it's more outside, it kind of loses a bit of the horror aspect. You're not in this tight, dark corridor. You're more in this section of a city where you got zombies coming after you and everything's on fire. And you got the tyrant. And oh boy, the tyrant is scary.
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
have you beaten it yet?
No. I've heard that the game is not very long. Which, granted, the last game wasn't very long either.
Right.
So I would say I might be halfway through the game.
I've been hearing like 6 hours.
Yeah, more or less. And like I said, the other game wasn't very long. I remember I beat it in 3 sittings, my first playthrough.
Gotcha.
But what the other game had was that you had 2 scenarios. You could be Leon or you could be Claire, and you would go start the game again, but it would be different in some areas. It would be a different story in a way. Mm-hmm. Whereas this game doesn't have that. You have one story, but at some points you will change between characters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have you gotten to play any of the multiplayer?
No. I haven't even touched it. I'm not very interested in it. Yeah, I might try it when I'm done, but I'm not really interested. Yeah, like when every review came out, I feel like most of them didn't have a review for the multiplayer. They were like reviews in progress.
Right. Well, I mean, so with online stuff like that, that is kind of the
online,
thing.
They did have to wait though.
Yeah, you kind of.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's
over time.
I mean, it's not like the game. When you buy the game, you get Resident Evil 3 and Resident Evil Resistance. Mm-hmm. But it kind of feels like you're getting Resident Evil 3 and Resistance is just a bonus or an extra.
Yeah, well, I mean that kind of makes sense based off the news from a couple weeks ago. Or so when it came out that they were originally planning on packaging 2 and 3 together.
Yeah.
And then that didn't work out, and 3 spun off into its own thing, and I think that's when they were like, okay, well, we need to add something to this.
Yeah, it wasn't that it didn't work out. They were developing 2 and 3 at the same time, more or less. They started with 2 first.
Right.
But then they realized 2 could be its own game. And then with 3, they also had another game, and they realized that they could, that other game, turn it into a Resident Evil multiplayer game and tacked it on Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like an extra. It's not what you're there for.
Because that's what I hear a lot of people talking about with this game. Is like, the single player is fine, but it's short. And not very many people are interested in the multiplayer, or the ones that are, or I mean, I guess not the ones that are, but like the ones who were more willing to try it out, maybe, are just like, well, it's serviceable, it's fine, like it's not something that's gonna catch on or stuff like that. So charging $60 for that, I think people are saying like, hey, wait till it goes on sale.
Yeah, I just feel like maybe that's why they added resistance just to justify the price. But I don't know. And also, it isn't the fault of the remake. If you go and look at the development of the original Resident Evil 3, it wasn't ever like to the scale of Resident Evil 2. I was watching a video yesterday about its development, and apparently it wasn't even supposed to be Resident Evil 3. It was like a prequel for 2. And also it didn't have the budget of 2. So yeah, those shortcomings, they were on the original game, so that they ended up being what's now with the remake.
Gotcha.
So it isn't the remake's fault.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it is an interesting question to ask: is it really worth $60?
Yeah. What if you had to give a price, what would you say this is worth?
I don't know, because it has all of the AAA aspects in it. The only thing would be the length of it.
Okay.
Like if you can say Resident Evil 2 is a $60 game, you can maybe say it is 50 or 40, but at that point it is a $60 game.
Yeah.
It is still high quality. The only drawback would be the length.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And also
There you go.
$60 is different between one person and another.
Yeah.
We don't have the same views on the value of something.
Through that. Anything else you've been playing?
No, I mean, I was trying to make some progress with the Link to the Past that I started a while ago, but not enough to talk about it now.
Okay, cool, fair enough. Let's get into a little bit of housekeeping, and then we will start tackling the news for this week.
Let's go.
If you did not know, we have multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts. You guys can find more information about all of them on our website, thewhatnauts.com. I mentioned earlier in the show the Captain's Log and our 100th episode of the review show. So we have plenty of stuff for you guys to go check out. You guys can find that on our website or your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Just type in the Whatnauts and all of our shows will pop up right there. And if you like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. You guys can get access to early episodes. You guys can get exclusive content. And of course, we want to give a big shout out to all of our patrons at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam, for helping us out.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, especially in the midst of all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Since I've been having my groceries delivered, it's more expensive, right? I mean, that's kind of just the cost of like, well, this is our life now. But yeah, things are expensive. Money is tight. It's understandable to not go out there and support some of these people making stuff. But big thank you to the ones that are helping out a ton.
Thank you.
All right. Let's go. That is the one time that it is appropriate to start this, because story number 1 is about Mario. Let's dive in. This is coming from Gabe Gerwin over at GameSpot. Switch remasters of classic Marios reportedly coming. This includes Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, and more. I'm excited about this one.
Dude, it sounds too good to be true.
Right? Gabe writes, the Nintendo Switch is apparently about to get a hefty serving of Mario, including several classic 3D games from the series' past and an all-new role-playing game. Reported by VGC and Eurogamer, Nintendo is planning to release remastered Switch versions of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario 3D World, which is apparently also getting new levels.
More of a
that one,
like what they did for new Super Mario Bros. Deluxe.
Cool, good stuff. And Super Mario Galaxy as part of the franchise's 35th birthday celebration. Good on you, Mario.
Sold.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Never looked a day over 25.
This is too good to be true.
Yeah.
Like, all these games coming out to the Switch.
Dude,
what?
I'm super excited, especially for Super Mario 64, if this is in fact a remaster. Like, dude, imagine Super Mario 64, but looking like Super Mario Odyssey?
Yeah, that would be that's the question. Are they remastering them? Are they addressing them? Are they doing something new? Is it the Odyssey engine? Are these all going to be on the same engine?
We don't know exactly, but I'm sure more details will be coming out in the coming weeks here. It's
like I said.
Go ahead.
No, like I said, this sounds too good to be true, but there seems to be several reports of this, not only from one source, but here it says Eurogamer, and Eurogamer is a respected publication, and we've seen more and more people come out saying and corroborating what this is saying.
Yeah.
So it does sound like it is true.
It does. I
awesome.
think VGC updated their original story, being like, yes, we can actually confirm this now.
Yeah.
This is happening. But yeah, to what extent that is happening, how much of a quote-unquote remake these will be, or a remaster, or just a re-release, who knows? But I'm excited for that. I know they've also mentioned Paper Mario in some of the stuff.
Paper Mario.
I'm
this is the news. The
remaster
it's the news. Paper Mario, it's okay, whatever. Give me all the other Marios.
I fucking love Paper Mario, man.
Yeah?
I remember playing one of them on N64. I think that was the original one.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I've only ever played that one, and I loved it. And then everyone is talking about, it needs to be more like Thousand Year Door. I was like, okay, I've never played that one, but okay. Because there was apparently another Paper Mario like right before the Switch released on Wii U.
That's what's it called? Colored something?
Color
Secret
Splash,
something?
I think, or something.
Yeah.
People didn't really like that one.
Nope, they didn't.
If this is a return to form, because they have mentioned a new Paper Mario is coming as well, then I'm going to be super excited.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
Good.
Fun game. Good stuff.
Yeah.
My mom will be happy about all this. I can be like, Mom, you can go play Super Mario 64 on your Switch right now. She'll be like, oh my gosh, I love it.
The other interesting thing is, will it be the N64 Mario or will it be the DS Mario?
Or something new. That's what we don't know.
Yeah. Because they are different versions. Like the DS one added more stars and more playable characters, and the story is a bit different. So it would be interesting to see which one they choose.
I'm wondering if they would just do the one with more content. I mean, that like, especially as this like celebration and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Or hey, they might even have a thing where it's like, hey, which mode do you want? Like, do you want the classic one?
That would be too much.
It might be, but a boy can dream.
Yeah. Well, we're getting this game, so anything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible.
Yeah, and also knowing that we don't know anything about Nintendo's what's coming out the rest of the year.
It sounds like
we know nothing.
This was kind of supposed to be their E3 stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Which would make sense. I think that would be a perfect time to announce all of that stuff. But of course, E3 is canceled this year. So,
yep.
Not much is happening with that. So we'll see.
No.
We'll see. I'm excited to keep following this story. And here's some more info about this one. Number 2, Last of Us and Iron Man VR has been delayed. Look, we're going to spend most of this talking about Last of Us, but I know that there were a lot of people out there also excited for Iron Man VR.
Dude, I was excited for Iron VR.
Yeah?
VR. Yeah, no. That game looks cool. For what everyone has said about the game, it does sound pretty cool. So it really bums me out that it got pushed.
Yeah. Shout out to Iron Man VR, who has basically been getting forgotten in all of this news. It's just like, oh, Last of Us this, Last of Us that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this came to us via tweet by PlayStation, and they say, update, SIE, Sony Interactive Entertainment, has made the difficult decision to delay the launch of The Last of Us Part 2 and Marvel's Iron Man VR until further notice. Logistically, the global crisis is preventing us from providing the launch experience our players deserve. And then I am opening up Twitter here because Naughty Dog, immediately afterwards, also put out a statement, which reads, as you've likely just seen, the release of The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed. We're sure this news is just as disappointing to you as it is to us. We wanted to reach out to all of you in our community to give you a little more information. The good news is we're nearly done with development of The Last of Us Part 2. We're in the midst of fixing our final bugs. However, even with us finishing the game, we are forced with the reality that due to logistics beyond our control, we couldn't launch The Last of Us Part 2 to our satisfaction. We want to make sure everyone gets to play The Last of Us Part 2 around the same time, ensuring that we're doing everything possible to preserve the best experience for everyone. This meant delaying the game until such a time where we can solve these logistic issues. We were bummed about this decision, but ultimately understood it's what's best and fair to all our players. We're hoping that this won't be a long delay, and we will update you as soon as we have new information to share. We wish you all your families and your friends the best of health. Thank you for being amazing fans and your continued support. Stay safe, Naughty Dog. What do you think of this one?
I'm bummed.
I am too.
It really sucks though.
It does suck. I think this is the one that I was hoping for, like right in the middle of all of this. It was like, as long as this stays where it is and I can play this game, I will be fine.
Yep.
Like, I am gonna play this game and replay it as long as I am stuck inside my house, and I will be fine. And as you can see, with Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is coming out this week, they have ran into logistical issues that I don't think they were able to avoid. Where it's just like, hey, our physical copies probably aren't going to make it in time. And so if you can play it digitally, that'll be the ones you can get it on the release date. And then didn't they come out and be like, hey, we're actually going to try and release it early in Australia?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's already
the thing
out
was
there.
that, they said that because of everything that's happening, they thought that had they sent the games when they were supposed to send the games, people would probably end up getting them later than the release date.
Right.
So they decided to send them earlier. And it turned out that they ended up getting way earlier to Australia and all the other places. So people ended up getting them way earlier than anyone else.
Right. Which, point being, I think Naughty Dog wanted to avoid something like this.
Well, this and also the fact that people would have there would be problems on getting physical copies out there.
Right, yeah.
Because think of GameStop has been closing its stores and going more digital, but it is way harder now to get physical copies,
right,
for those who want them. So Sony might have looked into the situation and thought that, yes, maybe we could still sell a lot of copies, but we wouldn't sell as much as we could in a normal situation.
Yeah.
So they probably decided to delay the game so that they could maximize their sales eventually.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, delays definitely suck as a fan of the franchise. This will give them some more time to continue working on the game.
Yep.
But we also recently did get, I believe, a Kotaku report of being like, hey, Naughty Dog is still crunching. They're still, their work culture may not be the best.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering what that means, or what what this delay means for that culture. Are they still going to be crunching on stuff? Are they going to finish it
probably.
and shift to the multiplayer? Because we know that there is a multiplayer coming, but it wouldn't be there with release originally. Do they switch to being like, okay, let's work on our PlayStation 5 version or whenever that happens?
That's the interesting part here, because now that it is delayed, we know that, at least for now, Ghost of Tsushima is coming out on July, if I'm not mistaken, or June. So now the question is, where do they place The Last of Us? When do they release it? And since they're still going with the consoles are coming out on later in the year, do they maybe wait until the release of the PS5? And if so, maybe they could work on enhancements for the PS5 version.
I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. I really feel like Ghost of Tsushima is going to be delayed in the next month here.
Let me dream, man. Let me dream.
Look,
I want it to come out.
Right now, it's us being like, hey, GDC is canceled. I wonder what E3 is gonna do. And it's just like the Last of Us got delayed. I wonder what Ghost of Tsushima is gonna do.
Why?
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see what happens with that. I don't know what's gonna happen, because I don't know if launching this with the PlayStation 5 is gonna be worth it. I mean, it will be worth it monetarily, right? But as much as I would love for this to be a PlayStation 5 launched title, I don't think that's gonna happen, especially in the work environment that we have now, where a lot of people are working from home. It's just like they said, logistically, this is just harder to release right now. And I think you're right that it is more about physical copies, but that even goes for okay, I've been working on this animation, it's done, and now I have to upload this and wait for it to upload and then send it to someone else, instead of just being like, hey dude, come look at this,
So you have to assume that they weren't done with QA and doing QA over their homes, or under stay-at-home situations, that's not really a possibility.
Not really happening. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're really looking at a date yet,
Yeah.
right? They're just being like, hey, we'll come back to this when things start to clear up,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate for us, for me, who just really wanted to play this game.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. That's life now.
That's life. Is life indeed.
Nothing's certain.
Speaking of nothing being certain,
Oh god.
let's move on to number 3 here, which is coming from Jason Schreier, the man, the myth, the legend himself, over at Kotaku. Despite huge sales, Borderlands 3 developers are getting stiffed on bonuses. Jason writes, the video game Borderlands 3 was a big sales success when it launched last fall, according to its publisher, 2K, which described it as a $1 million global brand. That's why it was shocking to employees at Gearbox, the developer of the game, when the studio's CEO, Randy Pitchford, told them this past week that they would not receive the significant royalty bonuses they expected. Employees at the studio will get small bonus checks, but nothing close to the tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands that many had expected. This account is based on conversations with 6 people close to Gearbox, all speaking anonymously because they were not authorized to talk about what happened. Some said it was crushing news Some said it was crushing news that has upended their financial plans for the future. Dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
From what I understand, shout out to all the video game podcasts that I did get to listen to this week. Apparently, the way Gearbox operates is their employees take a smaller salary. You could go work somewhere else, and they could get a better salary. However,
yeah, like Jason put it on his article, they are below average.
Right. But instead, what they get is like a revenue share or a profit share.
Yeah.
So if the game does fantastically, then they get these giant bonuses. We all kind of knew that Borderlands 3 was going to be a hit, despite some other rocky stories around Randy Pitchford. And they were like, yeah, you guys are going to get these huge bonuses. It's going to be great. And then it came out. It was like, well, the game was more expensive to make than we thought it was, and we had to pay more money to go do this, and advertising was more than we thought, and blah, blah, blah. So you're not going to get these. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then supposedly, even in the meeting where it happened, Randy Pitchford was like, and if you don't like it, you can leave.
Well, I wonder how that went, because the article says that he said that, but I wonder, did he say, hey, we cannot pay, and if you don't like it, you can get out? Or were they talking and maybe the other people weren't very happy with the news and saying, hey, where's my money? Hey, where's my money? And at some point he just exploded and said, hey, if you don't like it, you can leave.
I mean,
I wonder how it went.
Regardless, that's a shitty thing to say.
Yeah.
Just especially with everything that's happening in the world right now with this whole COVID-19 thing. So many things are unsure and shaky, and people's salaries are, just like, I don't know if I'm going to be paid this next month, So, like, video game development is already shaky as it is, and then to have your boss say this, come on. Fuck you, dude. And
Yeah.
I think it's worth noting that there was a story last year where Randy Pitchford supposedly took a $12 million bonus for himself.
Yeah, as far as I know, that it happened around 2016.
Yeah,
That's what I read.
It happened a while ago, but I think the story finally came out last year. I might be wrong. I remember.
Yeah, it came out from that lawsuit
Yeah,
that he was involved with.
That's right.
Yeah.
But just that, like, knowing that happened, and is it like that was maybe supposed to go to other employees spread
No.
around? Who knows?
No.
I don't know.
The article said so. What Jason said is that how they operate is that 60%, I think, or 40% goes to the employee, that pool where they take the bonuses,
Right.
and the other, I don't remember if it's 40 and 60, goes back into the company and to the higher ups, and it was from their portion of the money that they took the
12
bonus.
million, yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't come from the money of the employees that they were promised.
Like, that's the thing. This whole profit share thing really creates an atmosphere of like, hey, if we're making a game that we think is really gonna do fantastically, like that would get me excited to be like, hell yeah. Like, you know what? I don't mind staying late and crunching or who knows what, and just like I'll get excited, and I would put my weight behind that, right?
Yeah.
And then
and it has
turn around
worked
and
in
be
their
stiffed
favor
and,
before.
and just be like, look, you're not getting that. Like I worked extra. I worked so much harder, and that would make me be like, I don't want to continue working here, or I don't want to work as excitedly on our next thing.
Yeah, and the article also said that it has worked in their favor in the past. Like, people have gotten huge bonuses from this.
Yeah.
But it just happened now that they thought they were going to get a certain amount of money, but because of... Yes, the game made a lot of money, but 2K took a huge chunk of it, and it turns out the game was very expensive to make, and also they had to pay for these other studios that they just opened.
Yeah.
So in the end, it ended up being lower than what they thought they were going to get.
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately, it is a reality out there. On when you run a business, you think you're going to get something, and it turns out a lot of things came up and it didn't happen like you thought.
Right, yeah.
So unfortunately, right now, it didn't work out in their favor.
Yeah.
Also, this isn't a one-time bonus. The story also said that they will still get money from future sales. So money will keep coming in from this one game.
Yeah.
So hopefully they will get more money next time, because now everything has been paid off. So whatever comes next should be all profit. So hopefully in the end it will work out, but unfortunately it didn't work out now. And also, one lesson we have to take from this is that you really shouldn't make plans with money you don't have.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It makes me think what the communication is like, and how much
that's one weird part.
The employees have in decision making of like, oh, well, now we need this new studio, so we're going to use this money to do that. Like, how much influence do the employees have in making those decisions? Because at the end of the day, that is it. I mean, it's extra money that they will receive when it's it's all said and done. But do they have any influence over where that money goes? Because I mean, I envision a situation where if I am presented with the idea of like, hey, we have a decision to make here. We can start up this new studio or who knows what, or, spend more on advertising or something like that. And we can do that and spend this money that way. But it means you guys will get smaller bonuses. Like there might be a situation where I would be like, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But that's kind of assuming that they are involved in that, and I don't know what their situation is like there.
Yeah. One interesting thing here is that they recently knew about them not getting the money that they thought they would get, like the employees. So I wonder when exactly did the higher-ups know that they wouldn't get the money? And did they keep that a secret? Were they avoiding that? I don't know. Because it is weird that now, March or April, they just now know that they won't get the money, seeing as the game came out last year.
Like you said, try not to make plans with money you don't have.
That's one lesson that everyone should know. You really shouldn't. The future will always be uncertain, so you will think you will get something, and it turns out it won't happen like that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make plans with money you don't have.
That being said, the whole situation still sucks. So
yeah, no, it does
to
suck.
The developers,
but hopefully the next bonus will be bigger.
Yeah, hopefully at the end of the day things work out for them.
Yeah.
I do want to give one more quick news story with Gearbox. This is actually one of our upper runners, one of our stories that we don't have too much to say about. But apparently, one of the co-founders of Gearbox, Landon Montgomery, passed away this week. It has been a wild week over there at Gearbox. So sad news in multiple ways there.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to news story number 4. This is coming from James Batchelor at gamesindustry.biz. And apparently, Bethesda is not hosting a digital E3 showcase this June. So I'm not going to lie. When I heard this story this week, I don't think I paid enough attention to realize that they're not doing a digital E3 showcase. I was just like, is this really news? We all knew that E3 was canceled. Of course, Bethesda is not doing a thing. But that
technically, they won't do an E3 showcase without an E3. Technically, yeah.
But apparently, I missed the part that this is a digital showcase. So, James writes...
Hey, guys, we won't go to E3. I lament to inform you, but we won't be at E3 this year.
Yeah. James writes, E3 2020 was canceled last month in the light of growing issues surrounding the coronavirus pandemic, but organizers at the Entertainment Software Association said that they were working with games firms to run online versions of their annual press conferences. However, Bethesda Global Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications, there has to be a way to shorten that. P. Hines has announced via Twitter that his team will not be joining them. Quote, given the many challenges we're facing due to the pandemic, we will not host a digital showcase in June. We have lots of exciting things to share about our games and look forward to telling you more about them in the coming months, end quote. Simple as that. No Bethesda Direct or whatever you want to call it.
It is interesting because when did they start doing this? 2015, I think. 2014, 15, 16, somewhere around that. Yeah, so every year since then, everyone has been going well, they won't have one next year, or this year they don't have enough things to talk about, and then They have been constantly doing it every year since.
Yeah.
So it is interesting that now they won't have one. Like, granted, E3 is nothing now, unfortunately. But at this point, they would have probably have something to say if they had something to say. So maybe E3 not being there ended up working in their favor.
Yeah. And their presentations, if I'm not mistaken, were usually fairly video heavy. So it doesn't seem like it to me that it's just like, oh well, we can't make a video in time. I'm looking at the games that they have coming up, and I don't think they really have much that's happening soon.
Yep.
So yeah, it might just be like, hey, like we have the stuff we have right now. There's updates with them, I'm sure, but we're kind of putting our heads down to work on some stuff for the future.
Yeah.
So good for them. I'm looking forward to Deathloop whenever that comes out.
Which one was that?
That was the one. They had a trailer for it last year at E3. It looked like, me describing the trailer won't really describe the game, but it looked like two people hunting one another.
Let me look it up.
And it looks
Is that the game that has something to do with Dishonored? Or am I thinking about another game?
You might be thinking of something else, but it looked like it looked like these two people were hunting one another down in these really cool looking environments, but by the name Deathloop, it seemed like after you die, you like resurrect or respawn or something. I don't know. Like the way I'm describing it is terrible. Who knows?
Yeah, it is made by Arcane, and Arcane made the Dishonored games.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
I mean, probably won't come out this year. They have nothing to say.
I don't think they had a release date with that one.
No.
Did they?
No.
Okay, so yeah, but that
sure
is one
they
just
didn't.
Down the road. I have my eye on that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that it does sound like we won't be getting any major titles from Bethesda this year if they have nothing to say.
Yeah.
And I really love what Bethesda puts out. Like, I enjoy the Fallout games, the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah.
And also their other studios, like Arcane putting out Dishonored and
probably
Wolfenstein
get
and
some more updates on like Fallout 76 and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we'll see when the update for Fallout 76 comes out. It has been pushed way too many times.
That's true. True indeed.
Yep.
Let's see. Speaking of online events and such, let's talk about Gamescom 2020. They are apparently expanding their online events in response to COVID-19. This is coming from Connor Sheridan at Games Radar. Connor writes, Games Radar has received a press release that detailed current plans with the Gamescom team saying they will significantly expand the Gamescom's, that's a hard word to say, opening night live digital event, as well as Gamescom Now online channel. The show also plans to add new modules on top of those existing formats. All of these digital events are still scheduled to happen from August 25th to 29th. The organizers stress throughout that the online events will not be postponed.
Yep.
I think it was last week or the week before we were talking about Gamescom being like, hey, the stay-at-home order ends like the month before our event. So we're still going ahead. And here they are being like, maybe we'll do more online stuff.
Yeah, this has to be them building up that online backbone that in case they cannot have a physical presence, they will have something online. So it does seem like they're trying to build that just in case.
It's a smart plan, I think. Because I'll be honest, I really haven't ever paid attention to Gamescom until this past year, and then I think the year before that I knew about it. But that's it. Like, the idea of Gamescom is fairly new to me. But as someone who really likes the coverage around E3 and stuff, I really like the idea of like, put more stuff online. Give me more shows. Give me more content to watch and consume from home, from my bed. With my snacks.
Well, Gamescom has always been like the European E3 with way more focus on the consumer side than press side. By numbers, it is way bigger than E3.
Yeah,
because they have a lot more attendees.
Like by sheer amount of people there, they knock it.
It's way bigger. Yeah, but like I said, it has been like a second E3 on the year, and especially last year when we got the opening night live, Jeff Keighley's thing. It has been getting more stuff. So
I think I watched some of, but I remember this past year I watched a good amount of IGN's coverage.
Oh yeah, IGN and all the other major news sites are always there. They always have a presence. Yeah, because it is kind of like E3 in a way. You also get the panels and less so these few past years. People have been moving away from Gamescom, sadly. But it was nice seeing last year Keighley have his one opening. I always want to say one night stand, but it's opening night live. And I fucking blame Greg Miller.
Had a one night stand with
Jeff
Keighley.
I blame Greg. I blame Greg Miller. He was the one that started it, and now every time I see it, I cannot get that out of my head.
Welcome to Gamescom One Night Stand. Choose your date.
But yeah,
pick 'em fast.
But yeah, this happened last year, and opening night live, it was kind of like his Game Awards, but without the Game Awards.
Yeah,
like it was all announcements. So it is nice to see Gamescom trying to maybe push it more.
Yeah, I would love to see all of that. That'll be good.
And hopefully it doesn't get cancelled.
Good stuff indeed. Yeah. Well, as they said, the online events will not be postponed. So who knows what that means? If that means it's pre-recorded stuff,
or just Jeff from his own house.
Yeah, we are live in my living room. So yeah, good stuff with all of that.
Yep.
But speaking of more gaming events,
man, your segues today.
I've been on a roll with segues.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
On the captain's log, they worked out perfectly. And Melissa was just like, man, you're killing it. And I'm just like, look, I've been podcasting for 5 years and this never happens. Let me go with it. Number 6, IGN presents The Summer of Gaming. This is coming from Jonathan Dornbush at IGN, who writes, IGN is proud to announce the new Summer of Gaming event, a global digital event set to begin this June to bring you the latest news and impressions around upcoming games and the next generation of console hardware. IGN will be collaborating with a number of partners for the Summer of Gaming, including 2K, Square Enix, Sega, Bandai Namco, Amazon, Google Stadia, Twitter, Devolver Digital, THQ Nordic, and more. Expect more details in the coming weeks. The events will include live broadcasts and on-demand programming featuring IGN's editorial coverage of the work of game developers from around the world. I like this. I'm interested in this. With E3 gone, and it sounds like they don't really know what to do for a live show yet, or it's just not working out in their favor. I think someone like IGN has the ability to be like, hey, we know how to do all of this stuff. We can put something on.
It is nice to see that someone is picking it up, trying to fill the void left by E3.
Yeah.
And no one better than IGN. Right. IGN, nice to see them doing this.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff coming from IGN. I'm excited to hear more news about that. I mean, it's not like as soon as the announcement came, but it feels a lot like when Kind of Funny was like, what if we do our own showcase?
Well, yeah, Kind of Funny is Kind of Funny. IGN is a company. They can Kind of Funny can say something and do it the next day, and IGN has to go through the proper channels.
Yeah, they have a little bit bigger ship to steer. But I'm still happy that this is happening, and I'm looking forward to all of that stuff. So.
Yeah, it does look like they are taking a page from Kind of Funny's book. Like, you would expect Kind of Funny to do that, but it is nice to see IGN doing it.
It just makes sense to me to have an outlet like IGN do something like that. And it's like, why haven't they done something like this? I don't know what the answer is behind that, or if they've had some reason behind it or not. But yeah, it's just like, this makes sense. This is nice.
Yeah,
I like
nice.
this. Okay, that about wraps us up for major news stories. Let's get on to our upper runners.
Upper runners.
I got 5 stories. It's just been happening that we've happened to have 5 of these each time.
Yeah.
So that works out nice. But you
have one that's repeated. No, you have one that's repeated here.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. We already mentioned
one of them,
which is that the co-founder of Gearbox passed away this past week. Ignacio is typing in our document. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Is that something that was announced today?
No, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before.
How did I miss that?
You didn't know?
I did not know. Apparently E3 2021 has been confirmed. Do they have dates yet with
dates? Yeah.
With that one? Can you look those up while I am talking?
Yeah.
I will read the rest of these things here.
IGN have the news.
Another one of our upper runners is that Rogue Legacy 2 has been announced.
Yay!
I know that is a very well-liked game. I have no attachment to that game. I've never played it. What is the deal with Rogue Legacy?
Rogue Legacy is the game that I talked about it. Was it last week?
Right.
The week before that?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It is a very fun game.
I understand.
And I'm glad there's a new one. There's going to be no...
Legacy
yeah,
2,
the thing was that the developers, I think it was right on April Fool's, they released an image that was like a castle, and in front there was the sword that you use on Rogue Legacy, and a tube.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So everyone assumed that it could be an April Fool's Day because of the day, but then the developers came out and said, no, we're really working on it.
No, it's April 2nd now. We're really working on this. So that has been announced. Also with new game announcements, Nier Replicant version 1.22474487139 has been I nailed that number and then I fucked up the words after it.
You nailed the hard part.
Right? Which is an upgraded version of the original Nier game, is now in development for PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. How do you feel about the Nier games?
Never played them. I played the demo for the newer one, and it wasn't my type of game, so I never really delved any deeper. But apparently, the lore of the game is very crazy. Like, this last Nier took place several thousands of years.
Yeah, like 10,000 years after the other one. I played Nier Automata because I know a lot of people were like, oh, this game is amazing, it's awesome. And I picked it up, and I thought it was mediocre at best.
Wow.
I did not like it all that much. It was totally fine. It was a good game, and I think it's also one of those things that if you do like it, you can dig deeper into it and get more out of it. It just never really clicked with me. So I was just like, all right, I did like enough of the playthroughs to get the story and get all the multiple endings and stuff like that, and I was just like, whatever. Okay. Let's see. The Entertainment Software Association has formally announced the dates for a reimagined E3 in 2021, following the cancellation of E3 2020 and IGN's own announcement of its Summer of Gaming event. E3 2021 will be held from June 15th to June 17th, 2021. According to GamesIndustry.biz, the ESA sent out the news to industry partners late Friday. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Who knows what
it
this
isn't
reimagined E3 will be.
Turns out it isn't dead.
Yeah, it's not dead. We'll see what happens this next
for
year.
now.
I want it to still exist. I want it to still succeed. I just it has very much seemed like they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, that's why it is a reimagined E3. I wonder what that will look like. Will it mean maybe it's more like a PAX? Is it more online? I wonder what it could be.
I don't want it to be more like PAX. We already have PAX.
Yeah.
So, anyways, next up on the upper runners, Platinum Games has announced a fifth announcement to their 4 announcements. That's a weird one to say. So, a while back, Platinum Games was like, hey, we have 4 announcements coming up.
Yep.
And then they announced their first 3, and then they were like, the 4th one is coming on April 1st. And then they announced it, and it was Solterra, I believe? No.
I got no idea.
I don't remember what it was called. But yeah, a lot of people weren't sure, was like, is this a joke? What is the joke? I don't understand, and I think a lot of people were confused or didn't really care, or the joke didn't land to a Western audience. But apparently that was their 4th announcement, and then shortly after, I think a day or 2 later on, they were just like, "Hey, we actually have a 5th announcement."
Yeah, so I think they updated their page to include a bonus or something like that. I didn't take it out, but I heard it was something with their page getting updated.
Yeah, so that 5th announcement is coming soon. Be on the lookout for that, but they have just announced that they have an announcement to come.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Xbox Games with Gold. We are getting Project Cars 2, as well as Knights of Pen and Paper bundle, and then for 360 and for backwards compatibility on Xbox One, we also are getting Fable Anniversary and Toy Box Turbos.
Okay.
there you go. Go pick those up if you got games with gold. It's
Yeah, and also the games
games.
for PS Plus officially got confirmed.
Yes.
So they are indeed Uncharted 4 and Dirt Rally?
Dirt Rally 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. We mentioned that last week. I thought it was official last week, but you were like, nope, it's a leak. But yeah, those got confirmed. So there you go. Good stuff. That's all the news from this past week. Ignacio, what are you looking forward to this week?
Oh, more Resident Evil.
More Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Yeah.
Um,
Granted, I don't think I have much left, but I'll enjoy whatever I have left.
Yeah,
and then after that, it would be another week waiting for Final Fantasy to come on Friday.
Well, it comes out on the 10th here. Is that the same date it comes out for you?
Well, I have it on my... I bought it digitally, and it is the US store, so I get it at the same time.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that should be out this Friday.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm also excited about. I want to hop into Final Fantasy VII Remake. I might try and take the day off on Friday. Might just be like, hey, job, screw you, I'm playing video games.
Screw you, I'm staying at home.
Yeah. I'm not coming to work today, I'm staying home.
But you were already at home.
But you know what? Still, screw you. Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I still want to beat Division 2, Warlords of New York. Maybe I can do that tomorrow, if not tonight. Who knows? And then I've still been saying, like, I'll get back to Bloodroots. I'll do it one of these days.
I'll do it.
Yeah. So hopefully I can play some of that while I'm at work too, in some of the downtime that I might have. But yeah, that's it. I'm excited. Video games are cool.
They are.
Go play some. You know what? I think we are the only video game podcast that really hasn't talked about Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah.
I'm oddly proud of that fact.
It is an interesting observation.
Right? So yeah, I know a lot of people out there are playing. You know what? I think we did mention that we both kind of have some FOMO of just like, oh man,
no, for sure.
I kind of want to play it, but I kind of don't. Oh well.
If I could, I would get the game at this point, but now I don't know.
It's just not my kind of game.
Yeah. No, for sure. Right now, I want to play it, but I know that won't last very long.
Yeah. That's it. That's it with me.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Ignacio,
Good stuff.
Where can they find you on the internet?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJSB. My name.
There you go. And you guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter and Instagram. I do have to say that because we got our stay-at-home order, I'm not going to be taking my trip this next weekend. So I will be here. Ignacio and I will be here next week. So expect another episode from us next weekend. If you guys want to stay up to date with this show or any of our other podcasts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. You guys can go follow us there. Go like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a foe, sell your soul, whatever you need to do. Go follow us on Twitch. We're not streaming these just yet, but if you can catch the Captain's Log on for Friday nights, that's usually when we stream those at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Go check that stuff out. We could use your help on Twitch. I think we've been stuck at like 37 followers. So if we can bump that up to 50, that would be fantastic. go help us out with that.
Come
That
on,
would be
help us out, man. Help
awesome.
us out. Lend us a hand.
Yeah.
Lend us a follow.
Exactly. That being said, this has been episode 20 of Crossplay. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, wash your hands, play some video games.
Play some video games.
Until then, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for checking out our podcast. We hope you enjoyed that one. Let us know what games you are playing down in the comments below, especially during all of this coronavirus pandemic stuff. Who knows? Let us know what you guys are playing. And in the meantime, go subscribe to our channel, which is right up there in that corner. That would help us out a ton. We also have a whole bunch of other videos right down here. There's one of them right here. I don't know what it will be, but go watch that one right there. Until then, until next time, adios.